Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing, baby? You know what time it is? It's time again, once again, for me to style and profile and looking as only as I can ever look on your camera here at Pubic Asses. This is Gorgeous George, and I hope to tell you how you're doing. I hope you voted yesterday. I hope you all voted yesterday, but it seems like to me maybe some of you didn't vote. I don't know. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. Kaye Lazar is going to be here. Vinnie is going to be here. And Bo is going to be here. Everybody's late. So I got to start the show off with my beautiful face. You know, I like to come in at the end because we save the best, usually for the last. And then there's the doorbell. It might be the Avon lady, but then again, who knows who it could be. It's very possible. But the cast and the crew will be here in a moment. I am what's causing all this, and I hope to entertain you all and make you all excited tonight by everything that comes out of my face or out of my mouth. Now, we have a lot to talk about, and we're going to talk right into it. We had an election, midterm election, and a lot of people voted, and a lot of people might not have voted. But we're talking about the Republicans taking over. Of course, the Republicans did take over 9 seats, and Mark Warner just barely won by the skin of his teeth. Bo's in the house. Come on in, sir. Come on in. Just walk right in. I don't know where the rest of the crew is, but hopefully they'll be here pretty soon. So how in the hell are you?
I'm doing all right.
Put your. I'm hanging in there, trying to do what I can. You know, I had a haircut. You know, the Chinese girl gave me a haircut. You know, yesterday. She said, "Oh, yeah, you got beautiful hair. Can I put my hands through your hair?" I said, "Yes, please do." And then she was massaging my neck and all that. And I said, "Now listen, do you do happy endings?" And she told me, well, you know, she said, "Oh, but that'll be a $50 charge for that." I said, "Okay, there you go. It's $50." And I had it my way. You know, it was pretty good actually.
So she run her fingers through
your chest hair, you know, hair on top, and it was really, really a beautiful thing to see that, and to have that happen. Anyway, Bo is in the house, and we're going to let the camera show Bo for a second. And can we get two shot? Yeah, two shot. So we had an election yesterday. Did you vote?
I did not vote.
You did not vote.
I did not.
So we blame you for the outcome, right?
You can't blame me. I didn't vote.
Okay, but if you vote, I mean, you would blame you for not voting
I'm
because that
not
could be that
allowed-
one vote.
I'm not allowed to vote.
Oh, you're not allowed to vote.
I'm not allowed to vote.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
No.
Had no idea about that. Anyway, so yes, Mark Warner barely won by the skin of his teeth. We're glad he won, but now is Obama a lame duck? It seems like he is, because now the Republicans have got the Senate and they got the House. They got their 9 seats. So I guess Obama now is a lame duck. I mean, Obamacare and everything he's trying to pass might not pass now. It might be thrown under the table, so to speak.
Thrown under the bus.
Thrown under the bus. And I tell you what, looking upon that, you know, I mean, and so the Republicans wanted to wait another year before it actually went through.
Well, you know, everything with Obamacare may not be completely agreeable. However, they could take a lot of what he has put into effect and use it.
That's right.
And work things out, work the kinks out, and I really think it would work.
But the question is he, I mean, are they going to do that? They didn't want Obamacare. They didn't want Obamacare because back in the 90s, you know, the Clintons tried to do the same thing. And then that got shot down. The Clintons tried to do the exact same thing. They got shot down. So Obamacare, you know, so now they wanted to wait that extra year. And now,
well, you know,
there you go.
They all want to wait on everything. And meanwhile, the Canadians are getting better health care than Americans every day. No. And why can't we do the same thing? That's what we're basing it off of.
That's right. So there you go.
So we got to go up to Canada to get great health care?
Yeah, I guess so. Now, of course, they say that you have to wait for a long time, but at least it's affordable health care. You might have to wait for a little bit, but it's affordable health care just the same. I mean, there's pros and cons to every scenario, but what can you say?
True.
Anyway, we got the rest of the crew coming in here in a second. Bo, now tell me what is going on with you? What is happening with you in your life right now?
What's happening with me? I'm still a cab driver.
Okay.
I'm still doing music videos.
Okay.
I am still recording songs.
Right.
Still getting, promoting and trying to get things moving on with it. It's,
all right.
Doing music is not an easy thing.
No, but I mean, it takes a little, extra energy. It takes all your senses, all your energy to put yourself into and try to create. Because every little song you do is a different format, different kind of creation.
It is.
So you have to kind of. It's like an artiste trying to make it with your music, and that's
I'm a starving artist, but definitely an artist.
Okay. Well, there you go. That works out. What is going on in the taxi thing now? What's this thing now? It was Uber is coming to play?
Uber is supposedly European owned.
Okay.
So this is what makes it worse. So it's another way we're supporting foreigners.
Right.
European owned to, it's a transportation system that's about 30% cheaper than the present cab system.
Okay.
And people are using their own cars to run people around. And what they're not realizing is using your own car to run people around, you're putting miles on your car. You're putting, you're burning all this extra gas and
right.
maintenance on your vehicles.
Right.
And when it comes down to it, as much money as you're, making, you're going to end up spending on your car.
Let me ask you this now: because I know taxi cab drivers are regulated. I know cabs have to go through the checkpoints and all that. So, is Uber, because Uber uses their own cars, are Uber cars regulated?
Uber cars are not inspected by the police like taxi cabs are.
Right.
The drivers do not have permits like the taxi cab drivers do.
Right.
It is an easier way to pay over the phone if you have a smartphone.
Right.
But essentially, you're putting the cabs that have been out here, especially American drivers that have been out here for 20 years or more.
Right.
You're helping put them out of business.
Right.
When there's a lot of us out here that have been taking care of you.
That's right.
We've been giving you the little $2 off and $3 off because you're a regular customer. We've been looking out for you because you didn't quite have enough.
Right.
We get you up the street. You don't have $5. You say, all right, well, it wasn't but $6 on the meter. Screw it.
So this is taken all off throughout the United States, through the European countries. I mean, this is sprinkled out everywhere, basically.
From what I've heard, yeah.
Now, are there certain cities that are being successful to getting them out totally? I've heard that.
I have not actually done research on that, but I'm just not really sure which direction it's headed.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go. But with anything, from what I'm hearing, I heard that in Las Vegas and Miami and San Diego that they're banned, or there are unions in Las Vegas, unions in San Diego, and unions in Miami that have banned them. Now,
and that's a good thing. Yeah. And I've been talking about having a cab drivers union for years, and everybody's thrown that under the bus.
What about like an association?
Yeah, nobody wanted to hear it.
Right.
Nobody wanted to hear it.
Well, are the cab drivers here in Richmond now fighting it, or what?
Cab drivers are fighting Uber, but
Yeah.
they're not really fighting. They should all come together.
Right.
I was put out a veterans cab a few years ago,
right,
and actually assimilated a taxi drivers network.
Okay.
Where I got a lot of phone numbers from independent drivers. They worked with me. Instead of working against each other, we worked together. By Christmas time, in a 3-month period of time, I had actually acquired almost 15 drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And at Christmas time, I was actually dispatching from my cab to 11 drivers.
Right.
People that were calling the number that I had promoted.
Right.
And it's unbelievable how much I got done, how much I got accomplished with that.
Right. Right.
And it's like if the cab drivers would continue to work together on this, instead of quitting what they're doing and going to drive for Uber.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how many cab drivers themselves have quit their real taxi driver's job and gone to drive for Uber.
Well, folks, it's simple. Say no to drugs and say no to Uber. That's all we got to say about that.
Support your local cab drivers.
Yes, because they're the ones that are taking you when you're drunk. They're the ones that are taking you from point A to point B. So support your local cab drivers. Support the taxi drivers out here. Because from what I understand, they take a lot. It's just like cops. They risk their lives every night, and they are out there supporting you. They're out there taking care of you. And on a DUI, you're saving money, because you could be going to jail for a DUI.
$10,000 for a DUI.
DUI, rather than going from here to Short Pump from $40 or $35, it's worth it. I'm telling you what. Support your cab drivers. Support your taxi drivers here in Richmond. All right, Kaye Lazar's in the house. Where's that stool at? We can give you that stool to sit on again. I don't see it in here. We had a stool in here last week, so I don't know what happened to it.
Hello,
okay.
everyone.
What's up, Kaye? What's going on?
Hey! Hey, I'm back.
You're back. Okay.
I read on the internet that I wasn't going to be here, so here I am. It's good to see you, pal.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Oh,
Yes.
Right.
There
I
you
got
go.
you a little present
Well,
for you.
okay, that's fine. I appreciate it.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
it's not vodka, but it should work.
Yeah.
It's not the vodka, Smirnoff or whatnot. All right, so yes, midterm elections. Do the Democrats come out of their holes? Do they come out for midterm elections? Obviously not. Democrats do not come out, and so now it's the malaise. We're back to where we're at again. We're back to every 10 years, every 8 years, it seems to change. I'll get to that in one.
Yeah, can't wait.
We get to
Talk
that.
about
We
it.
get to that in every degree. It seems to be every degree about it, and it makes you wonder. So the question is out there. Okay, I mean, do the Democrats vote during midterm elections? And obviously, the answer to that is obviously no.
The midterm elections always favor the party that is not the president's party. So they, so you know, as you know what happened. But at the same time, a lot of times, as happened for the Republicans, they could not turn that around to elect a Republican president. That happened. Clinton got elected after a surge in the Republicans, and so was Obama. So
the question is this: balances and checks. Okay, so does it work? And then is it going to work for Miss Hillary Clinton in 2016 when she runs, or is it going to be, dare we say, is it going to be Jeb Bush? We don't know what to say. So
dare we say, the most interesting man in politics.
And who's that? And who's
Rand
that?
Paul.
Okay, I've never heard of that guy.
Rand Paul
Never heard of
is. You never heard of him? Yeah.
Never heard of him.
You're going in there.
Rand Thorall? No, I've never heard of him. That's right.
Rand Paul was just here just a couple of weeks ago campaigning for Dave Bratt. Rand Paul is he likes to think of himself as a moderate moderate Republican, but he's he's used to be pretty much entrenched with the Tea Party. Now he's trying. He's trying to. He's a senator from Kentucky.
Never heard of him. So if I've never heard of him.
Ron Paul's son.
Oh, is Ron Paul's son? Oh my God.
You know Ron Paul.
Well, I know who Ron Paul
Oh,
is, but
I'm sorry. I
Ron
thought you were
Paul?
just kidding around.
no, I know. I know Ron Paul, but I don't know. I don't know about Hand Paul.
Rand Paul.
Oh, Rand. I thought it was Backhand Paul.
And
Backhand
he's a senator from Kentucky. There's Mitch McConnell and him.
Well, like I said, I had no idea.
And Rand Paul is more safe in his Senate seat than Mitch McConnell.
I had no
evidently
idea.
was.
Well, like I said, but if I didn't know that Ron Paul had a son, then obviously it's not any significance, pretty much.
Well,
I
he's
never
going to
know.
be the leading contender against Hillary in 2 years.
Well,
so
I'm hearing
get to
Jeb.
know him.
I'm hearing different people, but I don't know.
Well, Jeb Bush is good, but Jeb Bush is more on the lines of Romney or McCain, and maybe the Republicans should go with a whole different,
like I said,
different tack.
Like I said, I've never heard of him, so he told me he's irrelevant to me. I've never heard of him. All right, so anyway, once again, answering the question, I don't know. I mean, we can sit here and
Which
guess
question
the
you're talking
question.
about?
We're talking about, do Democrats vote during midterm elections?
I don't know. I'm just not into politics.
You're not in politics?
No,
And you didn't vote, too. You didn't vote.
I don't vote.
Yeah, no, I said, that one vote could have did it, man. You could have voted. That one vote.
I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed to. So.
I'm not
No, I
allowed
think-
to take sides. I'm like the Canadians.
Okay.
Convicted felons are allowed to vote after they get out of jail. I don't know why they say you can't vote.
Well, hey.
Are you calling me a convicted felon?
Listen, here's the situation. So I have to say that midterm elections, Democrats don't vote. But now, what does it mean right now? Are all of Obama's things that he put past, Obamacare, is everything that Obama has done, does that go down the crapper? Does it go down the shitter? This defeats the purpose. People want balances and checks, but listen, let me tell you something. When you have a party that's corrupt, when you have a party that is backed by a bunch of teabaggers that are radicals, you ask yourself that same question. In one hand, you got this party, and this hand, you got this party. Okay, so whether they're teabaggers or not, we're still wanting to balance and check each party. I think knowing what we know about that party and knowing who they sleep with in the bed of that party, I think the Democrats could have been,
Rand Paul.
could have won. Okay. Anyway,
Rand Paul-
I think the Democrats could have done something, but yet, is it against Obama? Is all this against Obama?
Yes.
That's the question.
Yes, it is. I mean, every midterm election is a referendum on the president.
So I think there needs to be a new party.
Well, that's just it.
Yeah.
The Tea
No,
Parties.
the new party would be called the Clintonians.
Yeah.
Well,
sure. Sure.
Well,
yeah.
they would if they ran against if the Clintonians, if what I imagine what you're talking about ran against the Democrats, then the Republicans would win every year because they would split the vote. Now, the teabaggers, as you like to call them,
Yeah, that's what
the
they are.
teabaggers
I
and the
think
Republican
that's what they
Party
are
are now
every time.
vying for control by Rand Paul kind of leaving the teabaggers and going into the mainstream Republicans.
Are you his spokesman? I mean, he pays
No,
you
I'm
$5
talking
per
to you.
Yeah. Is he paying you $5 every time to
I
mention
did
his name?
my homework before I
Okay.
came here.
Okay, I don't.
So I'm here to talk.
I think
seriously
there are
about
others
it.
out there. I've never even heard of the man, so I don't even think he's of any relevance. Really, I don't. I don't think he's of any relevance. Let's talk about the other ones.
Right at this
Okay, what
time,
other
he gets 10
Republicans have you heard?
handshakes from the guy.
Well,
You've heard of Jeb
let's
Bush.
look at the people. I mean, I guess you got, they're talking about Romney again. They're talking about that Latino in Genghis.
Marco Rubio.
Talking about
Florida.
Genghis, Genghis in
I thought
Louisiana.
he was the priest.
No, that's Jindal. Bobby Jindal.
Okay, Bobby Jindal. Bobby Jindal. I
Indian
mean,
guy.
okay. So I thought he was Latino.
No, that's
Okay.
Marco Rubio.
Okay. Well,
Marco Rubio.
the deal is Jindal is the one that obviously has these new ideas. He's the one that's poking his head out. So Jindal, I don't know. That's the one that I'm hearing
What
about.
are his ideas? Have you researched them?
Well,
or-
his ideas are, is libertarian ideas, which is ideas that I'm not, I mean, what libertarian ideas to say, I don't believe in libertarian ideas. But obviously his ideas is, make marijuana legal, which I follow that. But then
that's not a bad thing.
That's
other stuff too.
The government would make millions off of that and actually catch up with their deficit in years.
Now, if you look upon the gambling too, if you make gambling legal, and dare I say, if you make prostitution legal in all 50 states, let's be real about it. If we make it, if they put their hands involved in there, they can make a profit.
Prostitution's always been legal.
Prostitution to be legal in all 50 states. Listen,
You've always had maids that got paid by the hour. You've always had secretaries that got paid by the hour.
Right.
How many presidents can you name that hasn't had a secretary?
Well, they all have
Prostitution's
and they
always
all
been
do
legal.
dictation
Secretary
too.
of the Treasury?
They all do dictation. It's the same. That's what they do.
Actually, what you're saying is would never be on a federal level. It has always been a state thing. Every state that the marijuana thing, that we want to talk about just yesterday, every state that the marijuana was up for, it won.
Right.
So it's just like gay marriage. We were talking about that
Well,
last
we
week.
talked about that last week, which I don't think that's-
marijuana is spreading around the country. So your wish.
So what
of
you're
50
saying-
states may win out.
So what you're saying is that if enough marijuana gets spread out in the states and get legalized, eventually the states will all be gay marriage too, because everybody's going to be too high to
gay
do anything
marriage
about
is
it.
now legal in Virginia, in case you didn't know that.
It is.
It's legal in Virginia, like a few weeks ago, and I was saying to my,
Get with the program.
No, to me, it should be legal. And look, we talked about this last week.
I mean,
Everybody
it's-
wants to call me a homophobe for saying this. Gay marriage should not be legal. I'm sorry, and it has nothing to do with religion.
The
or
way I
political
look at
forces.
it, people can do with marriage what they want to.
Yeah, well-
It's not that big of a deal in my brain.
Yeah.
It's like, if y'all want to do the marriage thing, it's fine. I'm just not about the paperwork.
I'm just saying
if I can
that
find a
if
good
you look
woman
at-
and,
if it's a
and live the rest of
union,
my
if it-
life, and all right.
If it's a union, then it stays a union. That's all it is a union. Okay, that's basically what it is. And of course, like I said, we had a discussion about going to Las Vegas and and getting married in Las Vegas. I mean, he's saying that it's a marriage. Yeah, I don't know.
It is it's a
But
legal
you know where
marriage.
gay marriage came from? That little TV show, what's it called? The Odd Couple.
Okay, there you go. Maybe have Oscar
I saw something
and,
about a documentary about the Odd Couple in ABC. Who, when Tony Randall and Jack Lemmon were on it, they used to send memos to the producer all the time. Gary Marshall saying, "Can't you get those guys going out with women more often on the show? They're like an old married couple."
Kevin, are you on the stool right now? Or what? Are you on the stool? Okay,
That actually
just making sure.
started it, though.
Oh, I'm comfortable everywhere.
You're on the stool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many
But
guys
stand
just
up,
assumed that
not-
the Odd
not
Couple
much-
was gay, that they went after their influence and became gay themselves. I'm just joking.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, whether it's inherited, whether it's whether it's not, it's a choice. I've always been confused with that.
Yeah.
I've always been confused whether it's inherited or whether it's a choice. I don't know. But like I said,
Being gay is inherited?
but what this man will tell you here, it's DNA and all that's what he'll tell you.
You're
And I don't know.
You're born gay. For all you people out there, as if
That-
you were born right-handed or left-handed.
We
or
do not
blue-eyed
support
or
the
brown-eyed.
opinions of this character.
We do not support.
Okay. Listen.
I'm the only one here who knows who Rand Paul is.
Okay. All right,
This
listen.
is Rand Paul.
Rand Paul?
F Rand Paul. Okay. F Rand Paul. You got it? I'm tired of hearing about it. All right. So then, anyway. So I mean, what do you think
About gay marriage?
about
Anything.
about gays
About gays?
choosing to be gay or being gay
as
because
long as they
are DNA?
stick to themselves and don't fuck with me, I'm all right with
But
it.
is it?
I don't care.
No. What I'm no. Well, no.
Because it won't
That's-
affect my everyday
That's not
life,
always the case.
hopefully.
That's not always the case. I'll tell you. But once
Well,
again,
I know it's
is
not
it a
always.
decision or is it the way they are?
It is a choice they make. It is a choice.
It's a choice.
I'm out.
Because the way it is you're born a man or a female. In your brain, you are supposed to be raised as a man or a female, trained as a man or a female.
Right.
You have the choice to maintain the strength that God gives you to become the man that you were supposed to be and serve Him, or become. I don't want to do that.
But
I
is
wanna
it
be
all right? So
gay.
in line, when you
It's
say
a choice.
you're being born,
It's
do you
not
want to be a
DNA.
man or a woman? You're getting in the line in a single profile line. You want to be a man or a woman? I want to be a man, but maybe I might want to be a woman. Okay, gay. I don't know. You will be gay.
Well,
I don't.
Excuse me, I have to go to a Little Richard concert.
Okay.
Yeah, he's straight. Yeah.
He
wasn't born that way.
Well, I don't know. No, I mean, yeah, maybe that's an act. Maybe Little Richard's an act.
we could just all be born hermaphrodites, and that would settle it.
Yeah, could be. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, what about?
But I don't know. But we talk about this, but I will never be able to get to understand.
Reconcile.
But that being said, maybe some choose, maybe some are. Maybe some are choose to be, and maybe some are in DNA genetics. Who knows?
You also have the potential of a spirit. The spirit within you may have come from a female or a male before, which can also have something to do with whether you become a man or a woman.
Well, maybe like saying
Like a
being
reincarnation?
without a father. Maybe
Essentially like a reincarnation.
being a kid and having no father. Or maybe having
That's what Freud said.
or having no mother. Having no mother. Well, Freud, that's what
Freud said it was a choice.
Okay. Well, Sigmund Freud was on time on something.
Let's just say that Kevin here was a woman in 1949.
Yeah.
And he was killed in the war.
Okay.
And so he was reborn as a man.
Yeah.
The war against-
So he still loved the cock. So because of that, he chose to have a gay life.
Okay. Loving the
How's
cock.
this is science fiction.
Loving the cock. loving the penis, right? Loving the penis.
The way I look at it is, I have my own. Why would I want to touch somebody else's?
That's right.
I
And
wanna
why
touch-
would you want to
I
rub
want to
dongs?
touch something else.
Why would you want to rub dongs with another when you already have your own dong?
That's right.
God gave you your own dong to play with, okay? And let me tell you something. Anybody that tells you doesn't masturbate is a bone-faced lie.
Let me
okay?
tell you something.
You have your own thing to play with, Pretty much.
I grew up in a family of 10 kids, and if you didn't wake up on Christmas morning with a heart on, you had nothing to play with the rest of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, that blows your mind.
That was crazy.
Well, anyway, here's the bottom line is, it's not about Adam and Steve, it's Adam and Eve. And it's not even biblical. It's a freak show. I'm going to say it's a freak show. It's not hate, but it's a freak show. Not Adam and Steve, it's Adam and Eve. You live to who you want to live with. You can live with Mr. Jones and maybe pass on Mrs. Jones. Or maybe if you want to do Mrs. Jones when Mr. Jones is not around, you can do that too.
Yeah, Jerry Falwell.
But all in all, the way I look at
I mean,
it,
Jerry Falwell.
You quote smart.
the way I look at it,
Let me tell you something.
is
Okay, now-
women have
I'm gonna-
3 holes, and if you miss the one hole, it's okay to hit the other hole if she's okay with it.
Okay.
But guys, I mean, they got the cock and balls right there. It's like there's not an extra hole to hit. It's like
Okay.
Is this the Cinemax channel?
It should be rather be the hole in fucking one. The hole in one, basically. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the grassy knoll. Take it and put it away. All right,
Is this
listen.
the educational channel?
Kevin, I'm going to correct you on one thing, Kevin.
Okay.
I am not tied in with those people. I'm a free thinking person. I am usually a moderate on what I think. But listen,
you're a free 3-way.
I am a free thinking person. I choose what I want. I'll choose this. I'll choose that. But at the end of the day,
Everybody needs a girl to love all night long.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a girl to love all night long. Everybody
That's right.
needs a girl to
Needs
love all
a
night
girl
long.
to love
Ha, ha.
all night long. A girl.
Every
Because
man
Jerry
needs-
Falwell
every
said
man
it.
needs a
I
girl
don't,
to love all night
I'm
long.
saying it. I don't follow Jerry Falwell's, cloth, but I say it because that's
Tell him
what
you're
I
on
say.
television.
I say it because that's pretty much the way it is. So to compare me to a right-wing conservative, no. I'm a moderate Democrat, but I think that way. Okay. Now, Kevin, rebut.
Okay, now.
Rebut.
Well, I got to tell you something about.
Rebut.
Yeah, as from yesterday, all the we are now have a Senate, two chambers now Republican. I don't think things are going to change a whole lot against the president because things weren't happening anyway, and the president still has veto power. The way it works is that when you have the Senate and Congress in one party, and then when you have the president in a different party, they're just constantly butting heads, and nothing really gets done. But they can go back to their constituents in their districts and say, "Oh, look! I stopped the president from doing stuff."
They hate Obama.
Yeah.
They hate Obama, so they're not going to allow Obama to do what
I
all
love
that
Obama.
stuff. Well, yeah, I think Obama is. I think Obama is great.
I think he is a great representative.
I think he is, but these people hate him, and they're not going to let him get what he wants accomplished.
That's
That's the bottom line.
Well,
they don't like him, so now anything like Obamacare or anything that he's tried to pass, okay, it's now because swept on the table.
Okay.
And it's defeatist. It's defeatist. So people don't think, okay, balances and checks. I get that. Balances and checks. I get that. But why not vote for people to carry on with the agenda that needs to play? You voted for Obama. Let's get the Democrats in office. Let's get more Democrats in there and carry the agenda that Obama was trying to pass. But whatever.
There wouldn't have been a Obamacare had there not been. This was 6 years ago. Congress was Republican, but the Senate was Democrat, and they were able to pass Obamacare pretty much without any help from the Republicans. And the Republicans have been sour about that ever since. Now, I think Obamacare is here to stay, and I'll tell you why. Because you cannot, and I tell this to everybody, you cannot replace. They have nothing, the Republicans. You cannot replace something with nothing. And thus it may things will change, and it's an evolving thing, insurance and healthcare and everything. So maybe things might be dropped, things might be added on.
You don't think the Republicans can make it and just get rid of it?
There will be too much of a groundswell amongst people in their districts to vote these guys out because there are people that really like. Or that I'll tell you the best example of this.
Well, what
In
I
Kentucky,
don't understand is how can you make it a rule, a law that everyone has to have insurance? That's like, where's our choice in this?
That's a good
You have
question.
a choice
Well,
to
I
be
think
gay or not.
that's a good
Why
question.
can't you have a choice whether you have insurance or not? You have a choice to go to work or not, right?
No, you don't. I tell you how it works. You need.
There's a lot of people out here that don't work.
You have to pay
Buffaloes.
taxes. You have to live and die and pay taxes.
Listen.
And the Supreme Court made Obamacare. They actually ruled it a tax, so the government can levy any tax against you, whether you.
A lot of these right-wing conservatives, a lot of these right-wing people don't want. They say that they don't want the government assisted. They don't want the government insurance. They don't want government insurance. They have their own. This in play was to help people. Now, right, you have a right to choose whether you want insurance or not. You have the right to choose whether you want insurance. This is for people that want insurance. This is for people that want to save insurance or have insurance that's affordable. Now, I understand. DMV, uninsured motor fee. In essence, this could be looked at as the same way as uninsured motor fee. You spend like $90 the
That I
following
can
year.
understand because
you
people,
spend the other year.
So many people that drive on the suspended license.
Yes.
They're going to do it, so that I can understand. That I really can't understand.
Well,
So-
you need car insurance. You need home insurance if you have a house.
Let me finish my train of thought, guys.
Yeah.
Let me finish my train of thought. So, the first year you're going to pay $90. The second year you're going to pay $250, and then the following year you pay $500, and then whatever. The best thing, it's not rammed down your throat. You don't have to have it. It's not forcing you. You're going to pay, but you don't have to have it. But it's still something in play to help you to have some kind of insurance. You have a medical condition. You have any kind of medical condition. It's there for you to have. So it should be given to you. You should have the right to have it. You don't want it, you don't need it. But if
Right.
this is a way to have this gives you an option to have it. This gives you a way to have some kind of insurance. And and the best thing about it is you have a pre-existing condition, it covers that. If you have a pre-existing condition, it covers that. So I hate to say this. That's why the Republicans wanted to wait a year, because of this crap.
Yeah.
And they wanted to wait a year because of this shit. Just because of this shit right here. And so now
It's poo-poo.
and now they're going to find a way to get rid of it. I believe
They're
they're going to find a way to get rid of this.
I don't think so.
You're right.
They may not get rid of it entirely. They may change things around about it. But, essentially, the whole point is you're trying to do things that's good for the people in the country. You're trying to equal what they're doing in Canada, even though it's probably not going to happen. It's still, they still want to bring it at least 30% being close to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it needs to be done for the people that are here, whether illegal.
We better hope that Hillary
legal.
Clinton becomes the president in 16. We better hope that Hillary Clinton becomes. And why are you scoffing back there?
No, I'm not saying.
Why are you scoffing back there? If you
I
believe it,
have no
let's
doubt
hope.
that she will be.
Let's hope that she gets it in 16. Because if not, oh my God.
I think,
if not, we'd have problems.
But never be
She
certain
made a
on
great
anybody
president the
getting
first time.
Huh? What's that?
She didn't.
Say again? Well, that's right. She was there.
She made a great president.
She
the
was
first time.
there. She was helping Bill.
She also
And the
ran-
best thing about this is Bill will be back in the White House. He'll be the first man. Back in the White House, the first man.
She was.
There you go.
She ran. In
I'll be
2008.
honest with you. I've never met Hillary Clinton in person, but with all the women in my life that I have met, she has got to be the top of the line. I haven't ever even heard stories about a woman that is greater than her, except for Queen Elizabeth. And I think she's even got things better than Queen Elizabeth.
What about Mother Teresa?
What about Mother Teresa?
You put Mother Teresa in the same power level?
I don't pray
Mother
to
Teresa
Mother
wasn't a
Teresa.
politician.
Well, in a way, she was. She was a healer. She was a lady from God.
Yeah, but she didn't make rules and laws. And,
No. Well, but I mean, she
Seems
was
to be a good
she was
person.
a high dignitary. She was a high, high revered person.
I just never, was much with the Mother Teresa stories.
Okay.
So.
Nice nun.
Well, Mother Teresa was on the show sometime some years ago. She before she she was on the show and I think she was blessing Kevin. She was putting some ointment on Kevin's head or something.
There you go.
She was blessing his head or whatever, so he wouldn't explode or something.
Yeah. So anyway, Hillary Clinton, if she becomes president, I heard it recently, will be the most accomplished and person ever to assume the role as president. But at the same time, don't be so certain she'll win, because I'll tell you why. Because in 2008, everyone was certain she was going to win, and then Obama came out of nowhere and won.
Well, that's the reason why, is because they had to have Obama for the people. It's like, no offense, but there's black and white, and the black people wanted a black president.
That's
so
right.
That's what we gave
that's
them.
right. That's right. They wanted their own. They want one of their own, and that's what that's not hard to understand.
I don't think
that's not hard to understand.
was-
I don't think 12%.
It was a long time coming.
Yeah, they wanted that.
It was a long time coming.
They wanted that. That's what they want.
They chose Obama. Obama is a really good man. He knows what he's doing in politics, and he's for the people. He's not about, I own a whole lot of oil in Texas, so let me start war so I can get my oil prices up.
I am a moderate Democrat. Sorry. There's two things I fall on the other side on. You kill somebody, you need to be killed yourself. I am for the death penalty, and gay marriage. I am against gay marriage. That's
all right. But actually, when about Hillary, listen, there's only 12% of the population is black. Well, there's 51% women, and those 51% couldn't, let me tell you something, and I had to tell this to a few people recently, that if Obama only got the votes of the black people, he would have definitely lost. He had to get the votes of the white people.
Right, yes.
Everybody. Romney tried to get the votes only from white people. White, Christian, male.
What Mitt Romney
and
said.
He lost.
What Mitt Romney said that did him in. I can't worry about what 47% of the people think. That's what did him in. I can't worry about 47% of the population. Well, that's what did him in.
Well, he was right.
By saying that. You don't say that, but you don't say that.
Not only did he say that, he actually was speaking the truth. He didn't depend
But you don't say that.
47%.
You don't say that because you're defeating the purpose. You want to get all the votes. You want to get every vote you can get.
There you go. And in fact, recently somebody actually said to me, rather racist term, said, I can't believe a white person would ever vote for Obama. And I was outraged.
Who said that?
Some nut.
Who said that?
Some nut. I don't even know who it was.
I voted for
Friend
Obama.
of a friend. Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Listen. Obama
If you're white,
inherited
and that's the reason you hate Obama,
stuff
then
that happened under Bush. Obama inherited a lot of crap that Mr. Junior Bush had put us through.
He did.
Okay, and then the second term, things were trying to turn. Under Obama's term, we got bin Laden. oh, you can't prove that. No, under Obama's term, we got bin Laden, the biggest terrorist of them all. The biggest terrorist of all. He showed his head, raked up and burned it. Okay, under his clock, we got him, under a Democrat's clock. And one thing that Clinton said, the one thing that he said that he wishes he could have done, he wishes he could have captured bin Laden. They knew where he was, but the CIA didn't give Clinton the go-ahead. For whatever reason, the CIA didn't give Clinton the go-ahead. We knew where he was. No,
CIA doesn't tell the president what to do.
Clinton could not get him. There was too many people.
Did you know Osama bin Laden's family actually owns a lot of the large hotels and buildings around the Grand Plaza Mecca in Saudi Arabia?
Oh, yeah. Where's Saudi Arabia?
It's like they disowned him as a younger guy because he was like a black sheep kind of thing. And so they're actually promoting Osama bin Laden's family now as big entrepreneurs in Saudi Arabia.
But getting back to what I'm saying, so that's what Clinton said. He said that was the gravest thing he said. I wish I could have got him, but he didn't have executive order to get him. And they knew where he was. So, but this is the same. Obama got him.
Well, he did get him.
Obama, under a Democrat's term, we got bin Laden, the biggest terrorist of them all.
That was great.
The Navy SEALs got him.
Under the order of the president.
And then Navy SEALs bit the bullet for it.
Yeah,
under the president.
Had a rough time since.
Yeah. So all this stuff, this, that, and the other, and then he's a Muslim, and he ain't put his hand on the Quran, and he didn't put his hand on the Bible or whatever. He's a Muslim and all that. Who cares what he is? Oh, well, he wasn't American or what? Who gives a... he is American. He is American. He was born in Hawaii.
So if the Indian guy makes it into presidency, are we going to have to worry about America being overcome with Buddhism?
Well, here's the deal. Of course, you have to be a citizen and American to be president. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't be president of the United States because he's not from the United States. But they were trying to say that he couldn't be president because he wasn't born here. Well, he was born in Hawaii. Yeah. And they could because his mother was white and his dad was black. His mother was white and his dad was black, so they couldn't prove that. And they could throw in stones, but he would, and they could. But the bottom line is, he's a U.S. citizen.
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger would make one hell of a president.
I'll be back. I'll be able to destroy you with my gasinator. All I've got to do is gas you up, and I'll destroy you with my butt cheeks.
and Sylvester Stallone is vice president.
That's right.
Anyway.
So that's pretty much it with that.
This certainly, I'm always worried that I think it'd be nice if they really just paved the way for Hillary. But the Republicans going to give her a run for her money.
Hillary Clinton's got to be president one more time. I just think that she could carry a term. And she could get things done.
First black president, first woman president. First black president, first woman president.
It's that time. It's time for a female president.
And she can. She can do it. She can do it.
She showed that she could do the job before under President Clinton's care. She was actually running the country while he was screwing Monica.
Well, now, hey, who he screws, I don't care.
I'd rather he screw the girl than screw the country.
He's the first president that proved he wasn't gay.
Yeah, there you go.
There's only one president.
I love you, Monica. Monica, put your head down here. I don't care, Monica. I love you, Monica. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. So anyway. All right.
Actually, let me tell you one great thing about
in my ear, man. Right in my ear. Easy.
All right.
Right in my ear. Easy there. Okay.
Oh, you're welcome. He has been president for 6 years. Do the math. That's about 72 months of constant growth, economic growth. That's more impressive than almost any president has ever done. We haven't. Now we're coming from a very low place, and there's only but to go up. But Obama, everyone complains. Oh, I'm sure if you're still out of work after 6 years, you're in bad shape. But
do you think Romney, if he had made president, would have helped General Motors?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I don't think he would have.
I think he's one of those wildcatters or something that feels.
Here's where hypocrisy comes into play. In Massachusetts, Mitt Romney had a health care plan in Massachusetts. Okay, this is where the hypocrisy comes into play. And now, no, we can't have this whole health care. See, this is what I'm talking about. But when Mitt Romney in Massachusetts was governor of Massachusetts, the governor of Massachusetts, it was okay to have health care. His form of plan. So damn it. Shit. What's the deal here? So let's bash him for this? I don't know. Vince, come on. I need some talk from you, man. Come on.
Oh, you have a mic.
I'm just simply listening.
Well, talk, man. What's your opinion?
I have no opinion on this.
You have no opinion? No opinion?
No political opinion.
Come on. You got to have an opinion.
I have no opinion.
No opinion.
Okay, well, I have something.
Well, so I mean, you don't think that? Okay. Well, what's your take on the Obama health care?
So what do you think if we?
Well, you're right, because when Mitt Romney had the same health care in
That's right.
Massachusetts,
That's right.
and all of a sudden it was some people.
But what's your take on Obama health care? I mean, do you think it's good, or you think it's bad? Do you think it's indifferent? What do you think?
I think it sucks, but that's just
Okay,
me.
and why do you think
But have you read everything about it and really researched
Well, it
it?
hasn't.
Yes.
I read
It's
everything
not-
about it.
Why do you think that?
It's not perfect.
Because if you're being forced to have health care from the government, just like what you were saying
No.
earlier, then it's not necessary for the government to force everybody to have health care. It's your choice to have it or not.
No.
Right.
Now,
They're
the
not
thing
forcing
is-
you. They're not they're not forcing you. You can pay the penalty. They're not forcing you. That's just
But
it.
after 2 years, you must
No,
have it.
if they're forcing you, if you have to pay a penalty, if you don't get it, then that's being forced.
Hospitals will cut you under indigent status. A lot of these hospitals, MCV, St. Mary's, the Catholic Charities Association that ties themselves in with St. Mary's, they go under indigent status, which means that if you can't afford, okay, yes. But when that bill gets up this high and it gets to be this thick,
That's
that
like,
can only go so far.
That's like being in prison and a guy said, "Hey, suck my dick or I'll fucking break your face."
Okay.
Wow.
But
That's
once
healthcare
again,
right there.
Is this the educational channel?
positives in the reason of having the Obama health care. I know there's so many people that don't like it. I understand there's so many people that don't like Obama and they don't like his health care.
They don't like him.
They don't like him or the health care. That's
Well,
what
they don't like him, and thus they don't like anything about him.
What I'm saying is there's a lot of pros, and I want to rebut from Vince because he's against it. I want your rebut. I think, though, that it has a lot of benefits. They're not forcing it down your throat, okay? If you have your own health care, your own HMOs, then so be it. They're not forcing you to do this. It's for people that can't afford. And the major thing is you have a pre-existing condition.
You know what I think we should do?
It covers that.
Everybody should go into business for themselves and own their own health care.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, perhaps.
and then you wake up.
But Vince,
Then your dream
once
is over.
again, Vince, rebut.
Rebut easily. I lost my doctor because of Obama health care. I had a great doctor who I was with. I lost my doctor
How's
because
that?
of,
How?
because my doctor was not under the Obama health care privilege.
Well, then you
Okay.
got to petition.
Well, then-
and get him under the health care
Wait a
privileges.
second, your doctors can still. It's not. You can still, do whatever he needs to do with you under the existing health care that you have.
I think
if
he
you
said
already
it
have. Hold on. If you what's that?
You lost it though. You lost his doctor. He can't
But
get
no,
to go to a
but
different doctor.
If you have your own health care, they don't tell you. They don't ram it down. If you already have health care, then you take that health care. They're not ramming it down. This is for the ones that don't have it. So I don't understand.
Well, the thing is, you have 2 years to get the Obama health care. If you don't have it within 2 years, they either fine you or throw you in jail.
How's that? Well-
that's what's in the fine print. You didn't
throw you
read
in
the
jail?
Fine, yes.
I hope they have a doctor in jail.
Yeah, I hope they have a doctor in jail.
From what I know, if you had health care,
My doctor's in
No,
jail.
you
actually.
already have
that-
pre-existing
that
health care,
rule is
already
not
have
gonna
health care,
stick.
That should take care of that.
That rule is not going to stick for one reason. Do you know how many government officials just might get killed over this? Because I mean, the guys get out of jail and say, "Yo, I can't have health care. Screw you."
Well, that could always
I
happen.
have never ever
You
heard
live in
of
the
that.
Wild
No,
West.
but when they told you they're going to lock you
yeah,
up,
yeah, no, that's in the fine print.
I don't
because
believe that.
Because if you're not paying the tax on that health care, the IRS can come down and get you and throw you in
if you
jail.
already have health care,
But if you already have health care,
Yes.
yeah, you have
Then
it,
you don't need to
but-
worry about it.
No, but for the people who don't have health care, who basically either lost their jobs or are just simply
well, wait,
homeless.
you had health care on your own, on your folks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had it through a job. But the thing is, I don't have that health care anymore.
So,
because
so,
that-
so how can a minimum wage? Here's a good question for you. How can a minimum wage employee
Like me.
who gets 20 hours or less a week,
Like me.
and has to work 2 or 3 jobs to possibly even get 30 hours a week because of the poor economy,
I don't work
or that is a waitress that might make about, if you average it out, about $5 an hour, or a cab driver that, if you average it out, makes about $5 an hour. how do you expect those people to afford to purchase health care?
That's easy. All you have to do is just simply have some businessman who's willing to do an undercut health care and just simply have his own undercut health care, and everybody can sign up for that instead of the government.
Undercut healthcare. Explain that. I mean, I've
I
never
mean, lesser than
Lesser than-
Obamacare.
Okay, I'm going into
They offer
business
on
for myself.
Obamacare.
I'm going to start selling health care.
There you go. See?
Listen, there's the deal. Once again, and under my understanding and my knowing of this, that if you have health care, then this doesn't. Now, if you don't have health care, you can still get your own health care. Your own health care if you lost your
always get your
job.
own.
But then this isn't play if you don't have it.
Right.
This is in play if you don't have it, and then it's putting it out there saying, here's a choice, here's an option.
But some businesses have lost their own personal health care because the Obamacare says your health care that you have is not actually the right health care.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Doesn't qualify.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does not
Anyway,
qualify.
let me tell you. You were talking about Romney. There's a funny cartoon I saw once where
Uh-oh.
where Romney is on the Maury Povich show, and Maury Povich holds up Obamacare and says, "You are the father." Also, be serious. In Kentucky, they have something called Connect. It's spelled kind of
yes,
weird,
Connect.
and it's actually a state-run healthcare plan that is very successful, and it's almost exactly like Obamacare. It basically is Obamacare, but they hate Obama so much. They call it the state-run healthcare Connect, KYN, and it goes on from there. And that's weird.
Get that
That's more
name
KY is the initials of Kentucky. So what happens is, so when things are going well, they call it Connect. When things are going badly, since they hate Obama, they call it Obamacare. But things are going so well, Mitch McConnell cannot campaign against it.
I'm going to say this, okay? So this is why every 10 years, every 8 years, Republicans, Democrats, they change around. So I don't know. In 16, it doesn't look good. I mean, one can only hope. I mean, every 8 years, they change it around, so I don't know. It doesn't
So
look
the
good.
politicians still have the little pages that run around giving them blowjobs?
What?
You never heard about that?
No, I haven't heard about it.
That's why the insurance carrier has to fucking pass, because there's so many fucking pages out here that might have gonorrhea or.
That's news to me there, bro. I did not hear about that. Did not hear about that. But
Is this the educational channel?
like I said,
must have stumbled in.
that's news to me. That's news to me. But that being said, well, this is why we're suffering now, and then of course, hopefully, this is why we're suffering. So hopefully in 16, we'll be able to have another Democrat president. One can only hope.
Well, I mean,
one can only hope.
the president will be fine.
Hillary.
I'm pretty confident. in Hillary.
And Joe Biden, who knows? Joe
Hillary.
Biden might get a hair. He might get a hairy thing. And he might want.
I wouldn't elect him just because his name sounds funny.
Well, actually, Jim
Joe Biden's a good guy.
Webb might
He's a good
run
guy.
against Hillary,
Yeah.
our former senator
Right? Or
from
maybe,
Virginia,
maybe,
for the Democrats.
Maybe Mark Warner too. Who knows? Very possible.
Mark Warner would be a good vice president.
How about Nick Foles from the freaking Eagles, man? I think he should be the president.
Yeah.
He's got a broken collarbone right now, so he definitely needs
Let's
help.
get into that. We'll get into that right now. Okay. I'm going to say this. If Tony Romo does not play, we have no chance at all. Whedon is a bust. Whedon is a bust. We have no chance. Without Romo, we have no chance at all to do anything.
I thought Whedon was a good backup.
No, he's not. He's not. You saw what we did against Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And you saw what we did against you.
Yeah.
Romo was put back in the game, but that you can throw the records out, because when the Cowboys and Washington play, you can throw the books and throw the records out, because it's that issue. When we're on top, you're going to win, and when you're on top, we're going to win.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
how that plays
That's how
out.
that
So
plays out.
you can throw the records
What is
out.
that?
I'm going to. What is that?
It's like a
Okay.
mashed up.
Well, wait, now it's not legal yet here.
This isn't
Well,
legal.
I'm not lighting it up.
It's not legal. What is that? Is that okay?
Halloween.
Okay.
I was giving edibles because it's going to be legal. I was giving
Is it
edibles to the
edible
trick or
onions or
treaters.
what?
No, marijuana edibles.
It looks like a cigarette that's been in the gutter in the rain for a few days.
Is that right? Okay. All right, so that's what we're saying. So, like I said, so it's going to be interesting. I think, though, that I think Romo will be back. Romo will be back for the game in London.
So what do you think about
He'll be back for the game
Sanchez?
in London.
Sanchez playing for the Eagles.
Sanchez
Hey.
is going to. Sanchez is a bust.
No.
What's your deal?
Sanchez.
Hey, I got something for you. Okay,
Sanchez.
your Foles is gone. Foles is gone. Sanchez is a bust. Sanchez. You know what happened with the Jets? Remember what happened with the Jets? Sanchez is a bust.
Sanchez is the shit.
No, hey, all I gotta say
So glad to have you playing for the
Thanksgiving,
Eagles,
man.
Sanchez.
Thanksgiving, we got some money going on. Some money, okay?
Foles
Thanksgiving.
might be back next year.
That's next year. That's next year.
I'm gonna have to do some investigations here.
But guess what? Washington's out. Washington's out.
You know
I'm
what?
out. And
Well,
the
what are you, a
Giants are
sports
out.
to
The
tell
Giants
now?
are out.
No, I disagree because if Romo doesn't come back and if Foles don't come back, there's still a shot. But one of those two is going to come back. I know that.
Romo's coming back this Sunday.
I don't
Romo's
think
coming back this
so. I don't
Sunday.
think he's playing
Yes, he
this
is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
You see, I don't think
That's what he said he is. They already said he is.
that he's a fool.
How's he a fool?
He's a fool.
How's he a fool?
His back is not here.
It doesn't matter. He wants to win. And that's all I can. He put him in a damn wheelchair and he'll throw a damn
That's
touchdown.
right.
He wants to win. Put him in a freaking wheelchair. He's better than RG0.
Super
he's
Romo.
better than Foles, and he's better than Eli Manley. Okay, so there
Put
you
some
go.
turbo on
He's
that
better than
wheelchair.
Eli Manley, nothing. Okay, but what about them Giants? Huh? What about them damn Giants? They suck.
They never tell
They
me.
suck.
They never tell
I think
me
the
what's
Eagles
going
beat
on.
the Giants this year, didn't we?
Yeah, they did. 27-0.
That was fucking awesome.
And then we came back and we bitch slapped the Giants.
You know?
Oh, by the way, there's a couple of cashiers at Burger King that owe me a free breakfast
Oh,
For what?
because they're Giants fans and they promised me a free breakfast if the Eagles won.
Well, hey,
I'm gonna.
Thanksgiving, Cowboys and Eagles. We're gonna scalp that. We'll scalp that turkey. We're gonna scalp that eagle. We're gonna scalp that eagle. Put up, man. Put up some money, and we'll talk about it.
The Eagles are going to make the Cowboys look like cowgirls.
Yeah. Well, the Eagles. Hey, do the Eagles have any Super Bowls? Tell me,
The Eagles have a lot
Do
of
the Eagles have any Super Bowls?
titles.
I mean, seriously.
That doesn't matter.
What is that?
You know what?
They're my candy cigarettes.
Okay. is it a penny sniffer?
These are candy
It
cigarettes.
definitely-
They're not real cigarettes. They're candy cigarettes.
It
They still
definitely-
make these.
Penny sniffer.
It tastes like a cigarette filter.
I am personally next week. I'm going to have to investigate this cowboy crap.
And you're a Giants fan?
Huh?
You're a Giants fan?
He's an Eagles
Oh,
fan. He's
Redskin
Redskins
fan.
fan.
Oh, no.
I'm going to Dallas to personally investigate this cheating that's going on here in the Cowboys system.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
See, let me tell you, the Cowboys putting Romo in. I'm going to tell you right now. You put Romo in, you will be 1-5 for the rest of the season.
How do you figure that?
Romo is not going to help you out.
Yes, he is.
Romo has
Yes, he
a
is.
broken back. And
Romo is going. Look, he's going to play that game. He's going to play that game.
Yeah,
Romo is going to play that game. And look,
they had these new exoskeletons that they use in the military that I really think that the NFL should take advantage of.
Like the Terminator.
They're exoskeletons.
Let me tell you something. Romo has a heart. Romo is a champion
idea,
within
isn't it?
himself. And I'm going to tell you what. Romo at the end of his career is going to have that Super Bowl. Romo will have that Super Bowl. Cowboy fans will be happy, and it might be this year.
Could be.
It might be this year because the Cowboys took off 6 games in a row, not 6 games, 6-1. Hey, the Cowboys are still in the driver's seat. The Eagles got Sanchez, and Sanchez is going to start throwing some INTs. If you know what I'm talking about.
Tony
Cowboys are winning
Romo.
the East. Winning the East. Now, at that
Yeah, yeah, when I'm sitting on your face.
are we doing some Halloween? Are we doing some Christmas songs? We're doing.
That's all right. You know what? I'm still going to Dallas next week. I'm going to fix this.
You going to Dallas?
I'm going to fix this.
Well, that game's in London.
Don't be poisoning nobody.
The game's in
Don't,
London.
wait, if you go to
miss it already?
Don't be poisoning
a guy died of Ebola in Dallas, and I already said bring my hazmat costume.
Now, you were treated for Ebola, Kevin, weren't you?
You know, everyone who's been
Okay.
treated for Ebola,
You were treated for
everyone
Ebola?
who's been treated for Ebola has survived, except for the one guy in Dallas.
I thought it was
because of
herpes.
lack of regulations, and no one's going to tell us how to run our hospital.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
But true fact, you know the enterovirus has actually affected a lot of children in the Richmond area.
It's okay. Is it?
Oh, yes,
What's
it
it called?
The enterovirus.
Enterovirus.
Do you suck this, or what do you do? You suck on this, or what
You
happens?
could eat them.
You eat
When I was a kid,
They're not good.
when I was a kid, we thought these were men or boys, I should say.
Well, I mean,
thought these were
is it-
candy. But girls, I knew used to smoke them. Like
Is it
the 5-year-old
a candy
girls.
enema? Is it a
They can
candy
light it
enema? What is it?
It looks like that it's surgical implant girls use.
We said
Not
this
to get
before, we're
pregnant.
going to say it again. Gorgeous George Show, the documentary that was done in this studio last year. We got that. The documentary will be out. The trailer is already out, and it's already talked about what we've got. Haters are going to hate. But guess what? We called you haters out last week. You know that, yes, we called you out last week, you know. I'll tell you what, you want to talk about losing weight, baby? I lost 45 pounds, baby. I am in prime shape. 45 pounds, no more fat, okay? So, buddy, in Wilmington, North Carolina, why don't you lose some weight? You fat tub at SH in Wilmington, North Carolina, lose some weight. Learn from your superior, because I'm superior, baby, and you're inferior. Woo! Woo! And let me tell you about this. We are 20 years. The Gorgeous George Show has been on 20 years. I could have had a child, a boy or a girl that's 20 years old. The birth of
That he
this
could be
lovely
bouncing on his knee right now.
show. Yes, that's right.
A 20-year-old girl he could be bouncing on his knee right now.
Yeah, well, that's only in West Virginia. Here, not West Virginia, not here in Virginia. Families for lovers, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so
Actually,
we are down to, I guess, 2 minutes here. We are what's causing all this. I am Gorgeous George. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
One Mona Lisa, one Leaning Tower of Pisa, and only one Gorgeous George. Believe it or
And
not.
only
The time I
one
started is the time we
Bosie.
finish.
Yeah, that's right. So I won't see y'all next week. I will definitely be going to Dallas and investing.
You have that new job, don't you?
Yes.
You want to talk about it?
Sanchez, 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 Sanchez,
I'm going to see
Sanchez.
Sanchez too. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm going to go over to Cowboys.
Don't you put no curses on my quarterback. I'll
What?
give you a camel bop.
All right. I won't put no curses on Sanchez, but I will go down to Cowboys camp with my Redskin gear on.
And they'll shoot you alive. They'll shoot you alive like a wild turkey that you are. Hey, baby, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, baby. Don't hate me because I'm the Italian stallion. Learn to love it.
Cowboys.
Hop on. You can't beat me, then join me. Hop on, excitement. 'Cause
Come
I
back
am
next
the
week
best
for our
thing
Christmas special.
going today. We got more shows coming up here. We are the Gorgeous George Show.
Come back next week for our
We'll
Christmas
see
special.
you next week.
I'll see you in 2
Woo!
weeks. Yeah.
Very good.
I didn't.